Hey chicks, let's chat. Listen, let's talk about it. The other woman. What is the deal with the other woman? Why do we dislike the other woman? That's always been an age-old question. Well, why you mad at her and why you ain't mad at him? And that same question applies to situations in all different kind of relationships, right? It's like, generally speaking, as women, we tend to have an issue sometimes. When there's an issue and there's another female involved, it's always going to be the issue with the female a lot of the times, right? And of course, some of y'all going to say, I never get mad at the other one because it's him, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, in that situation, you may not get mad with. When it's a love interest situation, you may not be mad at her. You may be mad at him. But when it's a situation where maybe it's the man and his mama, you got the problem with the mama. Where it's the man and his daughter, you got the problem with the daughter. It almost never fails. You're going to be mad. You're going to take issue with the other woman. All right, so why is that, y'all think? Two reasons I say why that might be. One is because you don't have the emotional tie to that other woman that you have to that man. See, it's easier to be mad with somebody when you don't have feelings for them or you don't have a connection with them, right? Then that way you could say whatever, you could do whatever, it's no backlash, right? But to get mad at him and to hold him accountable, okay, now you may say some things that you can't come back from. Now you may have to make some choices that you ain't really ready to make. So then instead of me placing my anger where the anger need to go, I'ma just curve it and send it on over to her. Cause whatever I say to her, so what? Whatever I do to her, so what? Right? It don't matter. We don't have that type of a connection. So let me give you some examples. A lot of times women take issue with a man's mom, like I mentioned. She may not like what he's doing for his mom, etc. and so forth. So instead of her having a conversation with him about, hey, you know, you taking money out of our household to do this, that, or the third, now you just trashing the mom. Why she in our pockets? Why she ain't got her own man? Da-da-da-da. Okay, well, if you feel so strongly about what he's doing, then why you don't just check him, or why you don't make a move? Because maybe that man mama needs what he's doing for her, right? And especially if that's not your husband. Because of course, when it's your husband and when it's your wife, you do supposed to leave and cleave. But that don't say that you don't do anything for your parents just because you done left the nest. That don't say that you forget about your family. It just says that you prioritize your family first over everything else, right? But a lot of women get that misconstrued. They feel that it's them, and nothing else is supposed to matter. Well, he had a family before he had you. So is he really going to just forget all about everybody else and just only cater to you? No, what he's going to do is make sure that you're good, and then he gonna still do whatever he can when he can for whomever he want to do it for. That's in his family, or his friend, or whatever. But generally, your husband, a good man, he's gonna make sure you're good. So really and truly, there's nothing that you should have to say about whatever he's doing for his mom, or his, you know, if he's loaned his best friend some money or something, because you good. So what do it matter, greedy? What do it matter, selfish? What do it matter if you're good? If he's made sure that you're good. Now, if he's taking money out your household and y'all ain't good, baby, you got bigger problems than who he's giving it to. Right? Who he's giving it to ain't even a problem. His mindset and his mentality is the real problem. Yet again, you don't want to address that. You want to address the people who getting the benefits. Right? Just a little something to think about. Same situation when it comes to a man and his children, right? And when I say his children, I mean whether they're adults or whether they're under the age of 18. Of course, there's a different obligation that he has to them when they're under 18, right? But if you're not those kids' mom and you come into the situation, you came into the situation knowing he had grown kids, knowing he had whatever type of relationship he had with them kids. You should have known that before you got into that situation. If you did know, then shame on you. But you should have known whatever the situation was with his kids or with whomever else. You know, whether it was his grown kids, adult kids, step kids, whatever it was. You already knew what the situation was, right? So now you knee deep in it with them. Y'all together, you're married or you're getting married or whatever. Now, whatever he's doing for them is an issue. Well, are you good? Is he taking money from you? Is he taking money from the household to put over here to these kids, or to send her in college, or to, you know, do something for her birthday, or to, you know, are you good first? Because if you good, then what difference does it make? Angry, bitter, selfish. You didn't have a dad doing it for you, lady. Sometimes we do have to get checked in certain areas. We do. We should be self-checked, but sometimes we're so selfish, we can't self-check ourselves because we're only looking through things from a selfish perspective and a selfish point of view. And we drop the ball. We're dead wrong sometimes about things, right? If you and his relationship is good, why do you care that him and his sister tight? Why do you care that him and his daughter tight? Why? The real issue is you and his issue, you and his situation not good. That's why you're taking issue with everything else. But because you have feelings for the man, you blame it on everybody but him. No, the solution is to correct y'all's situation. When you and him have a good situation, your wishes and your hopes is that he has healthy relationships with the other females in his life. Because why wouldn't it be? You and him good. Of course you should want to see him good with his kids, with his mom, with his sister, with his girl best friend, or whatever. The issue arises when your stuff is not solid. And you crazy if you think people don't see that. Especially when those people are nice to you, those people don't disrespect you, those people have not did anything to where you should have any ill feelings towards them, but you have them. What's the real reason you have them? That's what we have to start asking ourselves. Why I have an issue with this young lady? What is it that I'm really mad about? Now, this young lady messing with your husband, we understand why you mad with her. But then again, you still have to dig deeper than that. Yes, I'm pissed off with her that she's dealing with my husband. Did she know he was my husband? Did your husband tell her, hey, we not good, we get ready to get a divorce, I'm not in love, I don't love her anymore? You don't care nothing about none of that. Because that means you will have to address him. So instead of you addressing him, trying to figure out, hey, how did you get into that situation with her? If we're good. You know why you don't ask those questions? Because you already know y'all really weren't good. So you kind of already know how he got into that situation. Sometimes. That ain't always the case. Sometimes, hey, we in love and everything is wonderful, and I can't imagine why he did that. But a lot of times, you do know why he done started dealing with this girl over here. You do know why. You know exactly why. Y'all home is miserable. You and him, you might be barely having routine, boring relations. You definitely know why this man done stepped over here. But instead, you choose to be mad with her instead of saying, what do we need to do to fix what we got going on? Because this ain't gonna work. One or both of us gonna be stepping out. Right? So listen, ladies, I'm gonna tie this up and be short, but what I'm saying is, at the point where you notice yourself starting to have ill feelings towards the other women in his life, start doing some self-evaluations on what's really going on with you and him as to why you feeling some kind of way about this woman. Whether it's, like I say, the kids, his mama, his sister, whoever else it is that's in his life. Because the reality is that you should be able to walk and chew bubble gum. You should be able to exist in this man's life, have a wonderful situation with him, and he has wonderful situations with the other people that's in his life. Especially when those people was in his life before you, right? That person has had a whole full life. I don't even care really if it's like their ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or something. Why is it that, this is what I can't wrap my mind around, why do y'all as a people expect that that man has to hate all the women who came before you? He gotta hate them. He gotta have a bad. That's unhealthy. That's unhealthy and unhealed. If he's carrying any type of baggage and grudges against those women, if he's speaking ill will against those women, if he's down talking them, that should be a red flag to you, baby, that he ain't healed, that he ain't over that situation. Right? But instead of you looking at it like that, you look at it as, yeah, I don't like her neither. I'm not gonna like her because I heard what she was doing and how he's speaking ill will. He over it. He hurt. He still hurt, girl. He hurt. Yeah. That's the reality of it. So if the smart money says assist him in working through whatever the issues he got, even if he have issues with his kids, assist him with that so he could be better off with you and with his relationships with his children. If it's the children mama that he have issues with, help him work through that. If that's your man, your husband, your to death do us part, help him work through help him. If you can't help him work through it, help him figure out how to get some help to work through it, instead of you just jumping on the hate, anger, mad bandwagon. Now, like I say, I understand when it's something that's being taken from you. He's taking from something from y'all household. Y'all needed to build money. Y'all needed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about a real need. I ain't saying, yeah, you could have used it. Everybody could use something, but there are people who, they're in need. They lights when to be off. Yeah, you could use the money to go into y'all savings, but his mama need her mortgage paid or they finna come get the house. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between a need and we can always use some. Listen, sometimes we could be so selfish, you know, and sometimes our expectations can be so unrealistic that you actually think this man supposed to let his people go into a bad situation just to pacify you. Why would you want a man that would do that? Why would you want him to allow that to happen? Because you don't never know when it could be you. You never know when the shoe could get on the other foot. Anything could happen with you and that man. And you want him to just kick rocks, tell you to kick rocks, hey, get it how you live, get it out the mud like I had to get it. What? No, you would want that man to be healed enough to say, you know what, this situation didn't work out with me and you, but baby, you need help, I got you. So why not help him to be that same man when it comes to the other women in his life? What does it hurt you? Especially if you are a grown adulting woman and you really able to do everything you need for yourself anyways. So his extra money that he done took to do, it don't really affect your pockets none. You know, it may be some extra time or something. You know, sometimes it's time. Sometimes a man could be given too much time in another area, and what you really want is time. It may not even be resources that he's stretched with, but you want more time with him. you don't like that he has so many conversations with his mom or his sister. The issue is that you and him don't have those kind of conversations because you and him don't talk about the same stuff. You and him can't really relate on a lot of levels. So he could get into real conversations with his mom or his sister or his daughters that you and him don't even have those kind of conversations because you ain't probably as deep, or maybe you too deep. The real issues always gonna lie between you and him, not the outside people. But again, like I said, it's easier to take issue with outside people because you don't have no feelings for them. You're not connected to them emotionally, usually. And having an attitude or get mad with them is easier because you don't have to take action. You don't have to make no hard decisions, right? Sometimes certain situations cause you to have to make a hard decision, cause you to have to really look at the situation and reevaluate how long you're gonna be there. You don't want to do that. You rather just get mad with them, point the finger over there. Nah, baby. Like they always say, when you point that finger that way, you got how many pointing back at you? Enjoy your day.